Halle Bailey is ready to swim and sing her way to stardom in the latest reimagined Disney film, The Little Mermaid. And Johnny Depp returns to cinema after a 3-year break. Here to give us his take is our film critic, Rad, who literally just landed in Toronto and is probably very jet-lagged. Hi.
Oh my God, I'm jet-lagged, sleep-deprived. I'm so squirrely. This is gonna be an adventure.
That's okay. I'm here for it. How full is your bucket right now after being at Cannes and getting to rep Canada and seeing all the things?
I mean, look, like, if you know me, you know I love movies and I love beaches. And to put them together, this coastal French Riviera town at Cannes, it was the most glamorous, amazing thing. And, it was a real, that's me at the Martin Scorsese Killers of the Flower premiere, Flower Moon premiere, which was the most...
You look like so much cooler than I thought you would look, because I feel like you're a kid in a candy shop here.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought you would be, like, giddy, but you look like suave.
I mean, like, you really put in the... And that's like, that was that tuxedo I said I got fitted for at the last minute, because I learned at the last minute that you can't walk into a premiere unless you have a full-on tuxedo.
Really?
Yeah, so I had to, like, last minute get fitted and buy that tuxedo.
Oh, look at you, like,
yeah, this is a different Rad, though, right? Like, this is almost like, it's almost like I grew up to afford a tuxedo, but it was so glamorous, it was so lovely, and, like, I mean, sometimes, and I did manage to drag my whole family to Cannes, so they got to enjoy the beach while I was enjoying the premieres, which is...
So cool.
the contrast there.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, like I was living my best life out there, and getting to see some of the best that cinema has to offer. We did a side trip to Paris and stuff. And
side trip to Paris, no big deal. Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so like obviously great trip. You were there for a reason though, and when you were on the show last, you had yet to see the film that you were there to see, which was the Scorsese's Killer of the Flower Moon.
Killers of the Flower Moon, yeah.
So how was it?
I mean, like, look, it's Martin Scorsese, right? And he is someone that is gonna challenge himself as well as challenge the audience. He's not gonna play in expectations, and he did exactly that. I was so overwhelmed by this. And the interesting thing here, like, this is a story where Leonardo DiCaprio plays Ernest Burkhart, who marries a woman. It's about the romance between him and Molly Burkhart, where he is in love with her, but he's also murdering her family to get her oil wealth. And it's such a troubling story, a foundational story of America that Scorsese, takes a lot of care to tell the right way. And I can't wait to tell you guys so much more about that and how he handles it and how he recognizes his own position as a settler filmmaker telling an indigenous story, right? He goes out of his way to say that, you know what, I am someone who's extracting a cultural story from this indigenous community in the same way that settlers extracted resources from indigenous communities. So, like, that kind of responsibility and care it just blew me away.
Yeah. Okay, so another big takeaway from the film festival this year was Johnny Depp.
Yes.
So what's your take on all of this?
I mean, look, like, this was, so Johnny Depp stars in a movie called Jean de Barry. It's a French film directed by McEwen, where he plays a French king who is in a scandalous relationship that's scrutinized by the public. And,
weird. It's not like we haven't heard that before.
Exactly, right? And look, but for the festival to publish, like, for the festival to open with this movie feels very intentional, because Marwen, the director who's also starring in this, she's a very anti-Me Too, outspoken personality. And her casting Johnny Depp in this role is loaded with intent, right? Especially following this, like, Amber Heard trial, where he basically vilified someone who has these allegations against him. And then, for the festival to open with that, like, that it feels very intentional and very of a piece with French culture, which has been very slow to take on the Me Too movement.
Okay, so lots to unpack there.
Yeah.
We'll end on a lighter note. The Little Mermaid is out. I loved every single second of it. I want to know your thoughts.
The opposite, I guess.
No,
the opposite.
don't tell me that.
Well, I'm not a fan of these kind of redos, right? Like, why? Like, leave the classics alone. Tell us a new story, right? But also, like, I mean, I want to hear so much more about why you loved it. But like, if you think about the original Little Mermaid, that was the beginning of the Disney Renaissance, right? That was the beginning where Disney was starting, the early 90s, Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, like, that was when they were, like, getting this new voice in animation and telling these fun stories. For them to take this into live action and give us these Windows 10 screensaver graphics, that's like, it was just so hideous looking when they were under the sea. All the scenes under the sea was terrible.
No, the undersea, okay, Canada.
Look at that.
This is beautiful.
This is that moment when your Windows 10, all of a sudden the fish start floating in and stuff.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing. Her voice is incredible.
Her voice is incredible.
Melissa
I love her.
McCarthy is like the best Ursula I've ever seen. I fell in love with Dimples McGee, Prince Eric there. Like, I loved every single second of this, and I was here for it as a kid of the 90s. Don't take this from me, Rad.
Listen, I am all here for Halle Bailey, who's so charming, even in a role where she doesn't get to say much, and her voice really is incredible.
Okay.
We just came out of Avatar, where underwater sequences can be so incredible, and then you give me this.
Okay, who is this for, real quick?
Look, Nutcracker, Four Realms, that kind of thing. Or if you like that Lion King, the redo of Lion King, where they took this beautiful animation, gave you dead-eye CGI graphics.
Okay, stop. You need to go to bed, Rad. I'm going to say thank you, but goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.